board type games on the internet sometime. I don't know. Monopoly, chess.
Isn't there
Monopoly?
that thing that table?
Not Monopoly.
Isn't there this thing called Tabletop Simulator that allows you to play board games in Corona?
I tried that actually like last month. Someone introduced me and they made me play Dungeons and Dragons of all things. It was something. It was fun. It was a different variant of Dungeons and Dragons, not exactly the same one, but it was fun. It was really fun. Like I didn't expect it felt really like you're operating the board. You could throw the board around and
Yeah,
stuff.
but my favorite feature is you can flip the table. That's like my favorite thing.
Yep.
In the range.
End the game yourself.
You just like flip the table. It's like
It's
yeah,
actually
yes.
it's pretty good if someone actually like wants to try it here as well. I'd be down.
Table. Tables. We should actually call the table professional table flipper of all people.
Oh god, who is he?
Knight the caveman.
Who is the man?
Knight the caveman.
The man, the myth, the
Knight.
legend.
The legend. Knight.
The one everybody fears.
Okay, so
The one we fear. The lucky.
one must
Dragon
deliver
Ball.
us all. Alright, everybody, gather around. It is the capital Z hour. I am Stormy with a capital Z. Today I'm joined by Duct Tape, Bronchi, Osking, the Dark Angel, and we have two new participants. It appears. Daddy Smurf. Oh my god, now I'm having flashbacks of something. And Papa Fenris.
Yes, sir.
This day we'll be talking about Warcraft
No.
Again.
Oh my god.
again.
Yes,
Another one.
We had to get back to Warcraft. It just had to come out of you had to ruin it, Gronky.
He meant Reforged.
Already. Yeah. So yeah, the topic is not about Reforged. Everybody hold your horses. The
No,
topic
it's
is
not about Reforged, it's about World Warcraft.
Everyone used to love Warcraft Reforged.
it's just not about any of that. So today's topic is about games we used to play. but
Where can I get my refund?
Oh my god.
Warcraft3refunded.com.
Blizzard CEO disagrees with your statement.
It's a Blizzard CEO. So yeah, today's topic is games that we used to play but no longer play anymore. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty
I
sure-
have a good example.
Oh yes, Fenris.
Age of Empires HD.
He said
Okay, that's actually a good one,
I probably have the worst answer here.
Cots.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I don't know if anyone of you know this game. It's called The Binding of Isaac. I used to love that
Oh, yeah.
shit.
You still play
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You use I literally saw you playing that like last week or something.
Yeah.
You play that.
I came back for a couple of games, but I'm mostly just waiting for the new update.
Now let me add a Fenris over here and
they
our new
added a
friend.
new DLC to
Daddy
the game,
Smurf.
I think.
But like, it used to be
Ah,
one
yeah.
of my favorites.
I used to be called
Play
Peckneck,
it
so
much
now I
anymore.
just changed it.
Oh, Peckneck, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not a new participant. You're somebody
Nah.
we're very much aware of. Yes.
He's not a newbie.
Not a newbie, he's a pretty old
Also a game what no one anymore plays is Stronghold. I want to point that
Oh,
out.
Stronghold. I used to love that shit.
Yeah, me too. When I was a child, but nowadays no one plays it because they messed up with having a nice lobby browser where you can find actually games. The weirdest part on the game is that the oldest Stronghold episodes are the most played, and the newest ones are just everyone gives.
Stronghold did you play?
I have everything till the third part, like Stronghold 3, but I actually never played it. I just get it with the Steam edition that I get all the Stronghold parts until 3. And but Crusader 2 and all this shit, I never get it, and I don't want it because I don't like it anymore.
I only
And-
played Stronghold Crusader, by the way.
Yes, Crusader and the first part. Crusader is just an add-on for the first part, and actually those two are the most played ones, and also it gives Crusader Extreme. But actually, there's no
Yeah.
all the following parts of Stronghold are not played anymore that frequently, and it's just like Age of Empire had lobby making in the HD version, and before it was Woobly, and they messed up. They never had. They were just on direct IP connection and that shit, or Hamashi, but actually no one. It's a lot of work to get one game rolling, and then you have to be a lucky guy, so you have no disconnect or something like that.
We actually have more participants. Sorry to interrupt you there. Bengalysis and Knight the Caveman have joined the voice chat.
Welcome.
Hello.
Okay, there.
Another
So,
one.
So yeah, that's really sad. And what is even more sad about the bad lobby making is the fact that the newer games are from time to time they changed, and they changed in a bad way. So the community is I know so much people that like the game as when I was a child, and nowadays they just wish, and like Age of Empire did it, just like an definitive edition where you use the old game and just make new features that are now in each title that came new out. The newer RTS games, just get the old game and make it great, better. Except making a new game, what is always be shit.
What game is Fenris talking about?
he was talking
Stronghold.
about Stronghold.
Oh, I missed Stronghold.
Yes.
You got a couple of
Good old
Stronghold
times.
fans here. Good old times
People
indeed.
really have a soft heart for Stronghold here, especially the OG ones.
The only reason I think Stronghold faded from popularity compared to
There's a
let's say,
new Stronghold coming though. I
Age of
wonder.
Empires or StarCraft 1, it's mainly because of the very outdated gameplay it had compared to the other two games. It didn't age as well as these two. It's still good, but eventually people got tired of it and it did not
Yes.
live long, especially after the disaster that Stronghold 2 was.
The real disaster was Stronghold 3.
Can we
Stronghold
mention
2
how
was
it
okay.
has some of the best music in video game
Yes.
history?
Yes.
I love that shit.
Music was good.
Which one?
Stronghold Crusader has like
Oh.
some
No,
of
No,
no,
my
like
favorite
Stronghold
first.
music in general is good. Like I know people don't like Stronghold 3, and I don't really do either. But the music for Stronghold 3 is also it's pretty good.
Stronghold 3 was a bug fest. A bug festival.
I guess my personal favorite was Stronghold Legends.
Okay, I can see the point why some people say that's the favorite part, but
I always
actually
play Crusader.
Okay,
I
Jock is here
played-
too.
I played all the parts. Just the third part I didn't get used to it, and I didn't like it. And every part that was following after the third was just I don't want to buy it. I mean, I have my hours in each part, so I
The
get
third
used to
is
Stronghold
just-
2.
The most off-putting thing, in my opinion, the third one is just the wall building system is just screwed. It's not the same.
In general, there is no. It's not like you play Stronghold like Crusader. It's not that you go on the map, have your enemy on the map, and you're building your base. In multiplayer, the game have a lot of disconnect problems. They don't have good servers or shit like that. The building system is completely bullshit, and overall, it doesn't feel great
Also,
to
the
play.
story is just screwed. I didn't like the story at all.
By the way, guys, feel free to share a few, screenshots and stuff in the no mic chat. I'll be putting them up on the stream as well, on whatever you're
Okay.
talking about. Yeah, feel free to do that.
Yeah,
I don't have any screenshots from.
I can sort of say I liked like Stronghold would be one of the games that I no longer play, but Stormy said we are going to focus on multiplayer stuff.
I mean, yeah,
It doesn't matter really.
mostly focus on multiplayer over here, so because that's something that we can connect with over here. And well, I don't really want to exclusively make it like the games that were played on the capital Z. Like, we're totally free to talk about everything else. But I think since there are a couple of people that were part of the community there, so we can actually talk about the games that we used to play early on. And what do we have here? Asking just made a text file. What's that about?
Wait,
He
it
deleted
didn't
it.
work.
So yeah,
a
since we do have the old squad here of comprising of myself, Bronky, Osking, the Dark Angel, and am I missing out somebody here? Not missing out
No.
anybody here. Of the previous game that used to be like super popular on the server. It was the main game on the server, mind you, back in 2009, and every second day was Heroes Day back then.
It's Heroes Day. I didn't even
Even-
play it, but I remember your thing. Like you just kept saying.
Yeah, I
we
kept
used to
saying
even
it.
play house 3v3s, 4v4s.
Oh,
Now
that
we can
used to be-
barely scramble 3 players, if that, even if we get lucky.
Yeah, that was actually
Okay,
a
here you
really
go,
fun part
Stormy.
there. Ah, lovely. I like that stuff. So yeah, Heroes of Storm was like a big part of the community, and now the game is a complete wreck, of course.
What do you mean complete
I
wreck?
still play it.
Game is wrecked.
Like-
Like you mean what
Horrible
was it? You
matchmaking
mean
and
what
everything.
existed previously got instantly destroyed?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what we're here to talk about.
Won't get.
Instantly destroyed.
Instantly destroyed. We used to, as somebody mentioned over here, we used to have some sort of enthusiasm back in those days. Each time I said, "It's Heroes
Heroes.
Day." Something
Smash
that people
like
smash, yeah, smash forward. Also, it's
And every day on Heroes Day, I was like, MOBA bad. Boo.
oh yeah, and Storm Knight used to be the anti-MOBA guy on the server. He used to be like, yeah, totally anti-MOBA guy. He used to come
Where's
online
my
and be
bumper
like,
sticker?
yeah, ban HOTS. HOTS is heresy. Ban HOTS. Kick everybody that plays HOTS. Me no like HOTS. So that's
No,
actually
it's
when,
just general anti-MOBA, not HOTS.
yeah, the general
General.
anti-MOBA. It was general anti-MOBA, and technically HOTS was the only MOBA that I enjoyed playing. Like, I never liked League. I never liked Dota. I hated Dota. In fact, like, I was one of the biggest
I still hate it.
critics of Dota in Golden Age of Warcraft 3. Oh my god. No, I did no, I did not say that. Sorry. Sorry guys, I did not say that.
That word.
Cut that part. Cut that part.
And we're back. This is the capital
we're
Z
back.
Dota
And-
in Warcraft.
roll the ads, roll the ads.
Camera.
Is anyone here that
Tied
played
for
Battlefield?
99.99.
Stormy,
Mhm.
put the GIF on the stream.
I'm going to put this on the screen.
Yes.
Where do I put it though?
I have no idea.
It's well,
In
it's
your
not
face.
As long as it's
on my. Oh my god. Yeah. Now I can literally put it on my face. You know.
Yes.
Are we putting a Rickroll? Are we?
No, it's
Dun, 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 dun,
it's a game character
dun,
ever
dun.
made. It's the Zergling. It's the Carbot Zergling.
Cardboard Zergling, the
Look at
iconic
him, he's so
cardboard
cute.
Zergling.
He just wants
I-
to play.
Don't
This
see it
one's
actually.
fine.
It's not appearing on the stream. I don't know what's wrong with that. So yeah, HOTS was a big part of the server. We had internal 3v3s and stuff. Of course, for the guys that don't know about HOTS, it's a 5v5 MOBA thing for the guys living under a rock, that is, because MOBA is always 5v5. It had its different elements, and I remember seeing one of the videos of a popular series out there known as Death of a Game. I'm pretty sure you guys may be aware about that channel as well. So he kind of
Wait,
mentioned.
Death of a Game did a series on HOTS? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did it.
Yeah.
He did it about 6 months ago.
It doesn't
and-
feel like he. It doesn't feel like HOTS is there. But
Well, it
Yeah,
kind of
pretty much
is. It
that way.
is. Sadly, it kind of is dead.
Sadly, you won't get matched with any other players than.
does it have proper
Yeah.
dedicated servers?
It's got dedicated servers, but the player base has declined to a
Yeah, there are
very
basically
small level.
no new players. The only guys who will get
Yeah,
matched are.
but I won't call it dead.
And the matchmaking itself is ridiculously unbalanced, and you would usually find one team being really superior compared to the others.
I mean,
That-
Knight and I have been a part of a time in Warcraft when there was no Reforged. A really happy time. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm talking about this. But yeah, it's got
No.
reference here. Hey, give me some
Already.
space.
Please, just,
Read
just
Time
let's,
and flowers
let's,
exist.
let's just not remember suffering and pain.
Well, back in the days before Reforged was announced, Knight and I were playing Warcraft, and we kind of share a similar feeling to the current state of HOTS. Back in those days, Warcraft popularity was of course declining, but there was a strong player base that was like, yeah, at Warcraft, we are totally gonna play Warcraft. And we used to play 4v4s on the bots, remember, Knight? And we used to get
Yeah.
matched against the same people again and again and
we
get
used to
wrecked.
argue against each other that if custom games or melee was better and giant
Oh
conversations.
yeah, that was some good. Those were some good days. The Melee Legion, the custom,
Melee
the
Legion.
Melee Legion, and that actually was the Meh Legion, the
Meh
Dota
Legion.
guys, the Meh Legion, and the guys that only played melee. So currently, the Blizzard
Yeah.
kind of wrecked Warcraft into a state where literally it's mostly the only the melee guys. I mean, I'm not sure how popular is the custom community at this point because personally, not
It's
exactly,
okay, I don't know.
and definitely
I'll
not
not
as
say
good as
it's
it used to
okay.
be.
Well,
Definitely not.
here's the thing.
No.
Here's the thing with Melee, Stormy. Custom players are still stuck with Blizzard's bullshit dedicated servers, but Melee players at least have WTC, which is
That's not the
certainly-
W3 champions. That's
W3C, which champions. That's
WC
what I meant.
champions. Yeah, W.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So having those extra dedicated servers with great ping, it's just another story. I'm pretty sure I'd be much more actively playing custom games if we had something like that. But
And that's kind of a stupid thing
without
there, of
that,
course.
I just zone out. Like I don't care if I'm going to have 350 to 400 ping in every match. Just goodbye. I'm out.
That's so true, actually. Like, if the game's quality of service for the players isn't rated, any game might die, even if it's good.
Yeah, it's a very declined service. Grubby recently made a video on Warcraft, and okay, enough of Warcraft. This video is not about Warcraft. We're moving on from this. We're going back to HOTS now. So HOTS used to be that amazing, iconic game that we used to play literally every day. Even when I'm not there, I'm not streaming, there used to be people around that were playing. Osking, of course, used to be their leader.
BG.
BG was the other leader. Osking, so yeah, there was one party on the server that supported Osking, and there was a bigger party that supported BG.
Clan of Osking versus Clan of.
Yeah, that's how it was. It's like
They did
exactly how
social
it
justice
was.
system.
And I remember Osking's notorious attitude
It's the
back then.
F movement versus the FW movement.
It was
Right.
Fun versus for winning.
it was the movement that does more damage.
But it does more damage.
Yeah, I heard that from Osking about 100 times every single episode. He used to
Wow,
Berate
that
me
was a lot
for-
of damage.
yeah, he used
Love it.
He gets it.
He used to berate me for picking a couple of talents that I liked and he thought were just bad. And I would always go for Haymaker while using Muradin. While he
More
made
damage.
During that time, if you dare to pick a talent that Oz thought was wrong, yeah, good luck. That's the fuck to you.
Meet your death.
yeah, he would totally rage across the board there. Oh hey there, Joker is on stream. Hey Joker, how you doing?
Hello, what's up?
Hey,
I've been kind of quiet because y'all been talking and stuff. Didn't want to interrupt.
Hey,
know?
you can talk,
We'll
man.
get our
There's
chance.
no problem. You can talk. You're here
Yeah,
to talk.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm
Talk.
just trying like not to get into someone's sentence because that happens. a
Yeah.
lot with
Also,
me,
you
so-
kind of sound older. It appears puberty hit you like a truck.
You
Ah,
sound.
really?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Stormy, you're the professional boomer here. Don't tell other people are rude.
Oh my god.
Boomer.
Oh yeah, I used to call him Boomer all the time.
Boom.
Old
You're like
man.
I'm not a
licensed
boomer.
boomer in
You're
the
a
server.
boomer.
I used to call you
Oh,
old man.
I mean, I'm turning.
You have a
18
degree in
this-
boomer.
Oh,
Green. Oh my god. The certificate of boomer. Bachelor in boomers.
Boomer back.
just wait till the 12-year-old start calling you a boomer.
Master in boomers.
Oh no, Master Boomer.
Master boomer.
Master boomer. Master
Yeah.
Jockey Z. Yeah, I remember when Jockey renamed himself to Master Jockey Z. It was actually the time when we were having
Oh,
the
no.
Gork Mork cult thing
He's
going
still
on.
stuck there.
Yeah, he's still stuck there. It's still like 2020 for him now. So
Oh,
yeah, that was the cult of Gork. And this was the cult of Z. He was like son of Z, Master Jockey Z.
Son of.
Yeah, that's
Son of
exactly the
Z.
idea behind the name, Mr. Stormy Z, Master Jockey Z.
See?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I even remember him joining a tournament, and Newbie XD, one of our admins over here, put his name as Jockey Z instead of just Jockey because he was unaware of, the whole thing there.
Yeah.
So he just figured out that, yeah, he's just Jockey Z then.
Yeah. I'm
Yay.
Z now.
Yeah,
That's something.
HOTS was a big part of the server. We played it literally every day for hours and hours, and we generally had fun back
And
then
any
doing
other
that.
games anybody else wants to talk about?
Yay! We're moving on from it, of
I
course.
got one, but
Yeah, I
I
have
got
to
one.
force Stormy to move on.
Move on.
Otherwise, he's going to say, anyway, HOTS was like a really cool game for like 5,000.
You know another good game?
Warframe!
It was so
Warframe!
Warframe. Oh yeah,
Well,
Warframe.
yeah, Warframe was,
Let's talk about Warframe,
Warframe
then.
was something.
Warframe! Yes.
Warframe. Yeah, not Reforged.
Yeah, Warframe Reforged. Oh,
Warframe
you
Reforged.
mean
Warframe
Reforged?
Reforged.
Oh god, there's not again.
Reforged Warframe.
Oh, good.
So yeah, Warframe. It's a pretty old game actually. I think it's about 10 years old, and it's basically like a co-op
It's a jump stomp simulator. For
jump
sporty.
stomp simulator for the win. Exactly. I just nailed it over there. All you gotta do is pick up a hammer and jump stomp, and everything around you will surely die within a couple of seconds.
Jump stone.
Jump stomp
Okay.
simulator.
That surely sounds fun.
Yeah, Warframe was pretty fun. Knight and I started playing it a long time ago, and we stopped playing it at a juncture where in the game you have pets, by the way. You have like Pokemon pets. So there was a moment over there. Yeah, there were Pokemon pets. So there was a moment there where Knight died and my Pokemon died. And I was like, I gotta choose between my pet and you. I choose my pet.
Ah, yes.
The
So I
ultimate
revived my pet
top
and I
10
let
anime
Knight die.
betrayals.
I
Ah,
let
yes.
Knight die.
I can
And-
see why everyone stopped.
And that was the last day we played Warframe.
Together
I
or
don't
the
think
game
that was the
itself?
last day.
And that was well, between you and me, technically yes. After that, I played a couple of more times with some guys that are not on the stream right now. They were there. A couple of guys
And
were
you-
there. We had
Your
fun.
pet.
Yeah, probably my pet. Probably my pet.
You played with your pets, sure.
oh, Darky, you ignore Darky.
Oh right, Darky was there.
Yeah.
Darky, use some TTS, man. The stream
Oh.
must notice you.
Okay.
Screen
Yeah, the
fight.
stream
No,
must-
I
it's
wish
me.
Darky would upgrade his multitasking. For
The
various
Dark
reasons.
Angel said angry darky noises.
Angry Darky noises. Yeah, Darky was there. Darky was actually a pretty pro guy. He had a pretty bulky character with all bulky stuff, and he even had a bulky spaceship from what I can remember. And you can't forget about Dice Fairy, the professional of all professional games. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
Ice
gonna-
Fairy was like
one day I'm going to unwife Ice Fairy. Like I'm going to like clean him from that.
So yeah, Ice Fairy is basically like he's still on the server, but he doesn't regularly play with us. He doesn't play with us at all right now, as in. So he used to be that guy who is like super good at any game he plays. He used to wreck us. He used to wreck us in
The
Dawn
Dark
of War.
Angel said Ice Fairy used to destroy us in For Honor.
He used to destroy us in For
Yeah.
Honor, which is a game that we're going to
Oh,
be talking
no.
about in a bit.
He
I
used to
will-
universally destroy.
He used to
Game.
destroy us in Warframe as well, technically. Well, Warframe was mostly co-op game, but whenever we played PvP, he used to destroy us. And even in the co-op thing, he used to just dash through, and we're like loot, collecting loot left, right, and opening crates and stuff. And he used to clear out the entire zone. So all we had to do. Yeah, basically he did all the work. We didn't have to do anything.
SM work.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, he just cleared out the entire map, and we're trying to keep up with him. And each time we get anywhere near him, where all we can find is enemy corpses and a lot of loot on the ground. Just pick that up.
Challenging job.
I mean, it's kind of a thing where it doesn't really get all that fun because you're playing, so you definitely want to have some of the action there, and then you got this guy that's just going to troll you by speeding through and killing everything in his way and not let you get any of that action down while you're busy behind trying to collect loot and stuff.
Loot.
Loot used to be one of the things there.
Oh
while-
yeah, that's actually one of the things, because me and Stormy would make sure to get every last box of loot we could find on a match in Warframe.
Yeah, that used to be fun. I remember naming his character Hanzo, and I was Genji. Though that was also from a reference of
Wow.
HOTS, by the way. Yeah, the character and the weapons kind of resembled that thing there.
Like Overwatch, Hanzo, and Genji?
Overwatch, Hanzo, and Genji, yep. But basically
Oh.
Blizzard, Hanzo,
Yeah,
and Genji.
because in Warframe you had these bows you could use.
Yeah, so he was the bow guy, and I was the sword guy. Later on, I became the hammer guy. Yeah, when I changed to the
And I
hammer...
became the multitasking guy.
Yeah, when I changed to the hammer, I literally was like, "Hey Knight, come here, I want to show you something. Come here, I will show you." So I made him reinstall the game, and then he joined in and checked out my hammer. Yeah, he named me the Jump Stomper before that, by the way. He named me the
Yep.
Jump Stomper on Warframe before that, and after I was named the Jump Stomper, I got the hammer, and then the hammer just does a better job at jump stomping in general.
We got the hammer.
And then I think Warframe even added a new jump stomp attack.
They reworked Jump Stomp.
Yeah, they kind of reworked it so you could target where you want to jump stomp. Kind of similar to Space Marine jump stomp, which is another thing I'm good at jump stomping in.
Beach Marines.
Beach Marine.
We don't play Space Marines anymore too.
Well, we are going to be playing it this week though. Oh, hey there, Yay is here. Hey there.
Yay, video games.
The Dark Angel
yeah.
said all this talking about Warframe makes me want to reinstall
For my
Warframe.
part, I think the game that if I want to be like 100% honest, as a game that I do not play at all anymore, nor do I even have plans to play online, is Command and Conquer 0 Hour. I used to play a lot of 1 versus 1 matches on Game Ranger. Like, I pretty much never met any of you guys. I just exclusively played 1v1 on Game Ranger with that. I got pretty good, but I don't play anymore.
Okay, so let's move on to the next game that we want to talk about. For Honor!
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I
Not
did
in my
never play it.
backyard. I sort of still play it.
A game that you never played.
The Dark
Played a
Angel
bit,
said you have no honor.
but got bored.
Yeah, a
of it. We
game that
played
you know.
It was by Ubisoft, right?
Yeah, it's on their software known as Uplay. I don't play. You play.
Sure, whatever.
Stormy jokes.
Is For Honor
Oh.
Battle.net? No,
Surprising.
you.
So For Honor is basically like, well, how do you describe For Honor? Like, for the guys that don't know what For Honor is.
That's a really
Reward.
hard question because Ubisoft made
that's
it
really
really hard.
Night
Like
Viking
they objectively made it hard for people for me to like explain what is the basis of For Honor, but it's like a third-person action fighting game.
Yeah, where samurai,
semi-
Vikings, and knights battle each
And
other
yeah,
in an
And
That's
cavemen.
epic.
semi-medieval era with some fantasy elements. And what makes it hard for me to explain is, for example, like he said, there is samurai knights and Vikings that are supposed to be battling each other, but then they introduce
Dark Angel said, and
the
ninjas.
Wulin, which is the Chinese faction. But the problem is they never even updated the game's splash screen to
The problem
include
is that
them.
no one likes Chinese.
They didn't update the game's splash screen. Like, it doesn't even include the Wulin anymore. They're in the game, but like, there's nothing else that tells you Wulin are in the game.
Is the game
From,
dead,
from
by the
somebody
way?
that's looking from the outside in.
I
That's
don't
some of my
think the
problem
game's
with the game.
the game's not dead. The problem is the game's very hard to play with friends. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I'm
It also
putting it
requires
mildly.
good connection. Like,
Oh,
not
so
a
you
good
lose
connection
connection
as
when you
in you have 100 ping, it's fine. No, it's like you need 50 ping or 60 ping, or else you're kind of screwed, because
Yeah.
if the actions and the attacks that are directed towards you, they're like a few milliseconds on and off, it's like the win or lose situation. Like, you parry it or you don't, or it hits you, or it teleports and kills you, something like that.
Still remember the spear? Warbus and I used to keep on spearing each other.
What was the spear, by the way? Was that was
the
that
charge.
the one that?
The charge.
Valkyrie?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shoulder
Because
into your
Lawbringer
abdomen.
has a move that's like a impaling charge.
Yeah, that's the. I also used to call that a spear as well, though. Yeah, spear is
Yeah, but you
actually
used to call the Vikings charge a spear because it took the guy completely in.
Yeah, the guy used to
Oh, no.
completely impale himself into the opponent's abdomen, and used to make him walk
Choo-choo
back
train.
while doing so. Yeah, choo-choo train.
Yeah, well, in the For Honor community, we just call that train, like choo-choo train.
Choo-choo
In comes
train.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Almost the tank.
Turn.
Yeah, that's basically Lawbringer. He just comes in, impales people, and takes them for a ride.
I remember when I used to reference every single attack in For Honor to a wrestling move or wrestling finisher. Yeah, the spear was actually a part of it. That's literally the spear from wrestling. We also had
So For Honor, we mentioned Warframe, we mentioned.
Oh, hey, that's it. That's all you want to talk about For Honor?
Well,
I mean, I got a lot more
not
memories
really.
with For Honor, to be frankly honest.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to like get to a point where other people get to talk about what are the games that they used to
The Dark
play.
Angel said there was a time we played StarCraft 2.
Dark, you just mentioned about SC2.
Oh yeah, StarCraft 2. I guess some of you guys used to play it.
I mean, it's still a pretty solid game. It has an active community. The thing is that us casual gamers just come on and off of it sometime here and there. Each time
Yeah.
there's a new commander, like when Mengs was out, that
Hello.
was the time I went back to it.
Hello.
Hey there, Theodore is here. Hey there.
The problem with StarCraft is that it's just too hard.
I mean, yes, I gotta agree with asking
Excuse
in
me,
that
and
matter
Warcraft
there.
3 isn't.
No. Warcraft
The
3...
skill ceiling is very high. It's not
Let
too
me be
hard.
honest with you.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Warcraft 3 is the hardest RTS game in existence.
Okay, I'm gonna actually level with you on that one over here.
This is
Okay.
like a 700 RPM
Like,
player being like
PvP
four-handed playing the game.
I
Well,
think I'm
as a
gonna jump
communication
in now. Like PvP hardest or like PvE hardest, because those are separate things in my
No, we're
opinion.
just
Well,
talking about
PvP,
PvP
obviously.
though over here. But the thing about the Warcraft versus StarCraft when it comes to a competitive level is that StarCraft requires you to be basically South Korean or
God.
something if you really want to be good at it. If you ask
that's
me.
also no.
Well,
I completely disagree. That's
What
pretty
did I
much the
stumble
same with
upon?
Warcraft 3. Like StarCraft 2 is basically a pussycat compared to Warcraft 3. Like the
I
level of
disagree.
micro you
I
need to do.
Well, okay, the level of micro in Warcraft is harder, but the thing is, the macro in StarCraft 2 is just, it's more traditional RTS, and
Well, to be
you gotta
honest,
macro
I
like a
guess-
crazy man. I can never macro that way, man. I tried a lot of RTS, I can't
I guess
macro
that's,
like that.
that's where we that's how we realize in what positions we are better. Apparently, I'm kind of better at macro. That's why I really find Warcraft 3 melee hard to play. On the other hand, I guess you find macro hard.
I mean, I'm kind of naturally, I kind of learned Warcraft 3 being the first competitive game that I learned, So I kind of come from that area.
Yes,
I'm not
the
saying
Archmage
that
and his sidekick. the
Archmage
Beastmaster.
and his sidekick, of course. I'm not saying that I never played any other RTS before Warcraft. I played a lot of RTS, but never competitively. I just played it on, PC, single player.
Casually.
Casually,
Like, you're
and-
talking as if Warcraft 3 isn't on the PC.
I mean, the thing is about Warcraft is that the casual audience can actually easily learn how to get an Archmage and, the easier creep routes. All that can be done, but about StarCraft 2, that's a bit harder there.
Well, to be honest, it's funny that we have such a difference of opinion, because in my opinion, StarCraft 2 is relatively easy. The units don't necessarily hard counter each other too much. Plus, you have numbers. When you have your armies, you have your numbers, you lose a few units, it's not that bad. But in Warcraft 3, you do a mistake, you
Level up.
lose 3 units or 4 units, and it instantly puts you on a back pedal for the rest of the game.
the units are much more stronger in Warcraft as compared to StarCraft. I mean, they do take some time to die in as well, so it's also
In
a thing.
StarCraft, more shit counters less shit, while in Warcraft, not necessarily. It
And
depends
Warcraft
on
3, it's just
shit
heroes
you-
counter every other type of
And
shit.
coming back to the macro thing, Age of Empires draws a lot more similarity to that kind of gameplay. And I never mastered Age of Empires either. The macro-intensive gameplay there, I mean, I just couldn't do it. And Fenris has a good idea of how bad I am at Age.
I really want to emphasize on that one, actually, bringing back the point that, well, I actually quit Age of Empires, not quit, but I always have liked it, but I don't play it often. In fact, I played it today, but I don't think I'll be playing it for a while after this event, which is 2021 is over. And the same thing Stormy said, this macro intensive task, it's really hard for some reason, because at the same time you can get good at it, but if you start focusing on that, for example, I think it's the same problem with StarCraft 2. I don't know if it's a problem or not, but you just get into that one game so much, it becomes a competitive thing at that point, because there's
My
a really
problem is I don't have any problems in Age of Empires with macro, micro, and do all the shit together. Just in some cases, then it gets too much. But when I play other games like Company of Heroes and I have just 5 units or something like that, and I have to micro those, then I start what the fuck is going on? Why am I so bad?
Squad-based. That's also kind of a
Well-
variation that we can bring up here.
By the way,
Stormy.
Stormy, despite I said I like macro better than micro, and that's why I could potentially find StarCraft 2 easier to play as the standard game, the melee, easier to play. I still don't I don't necessarily appreciate the way StarCraft 2 handles as a strategy game, because I think it's too heavily focused on being competitive. While in Warcraft 3, despite it's harder for me, at least the maps are different, it's more vibrant, it has more ups and downs. In StarCraft 2, when you enter a multiplayer map, it's just obvious. It's your base, those are the ramps you're supposed to block, and that's the rest of the game. And every
Yeah.
map is
Yeah,
the same pattern.
that's a very striking thing there. that
Pretty much the
you
early
mentioned.
game is pretty much
I
pattern.
want to mention one thing about the macro and micro situation we were talking about. So overall, he just mentioned that for competitive, StarCraft, for example, becomes too competitive because the skill ceiling, for example, is set a bit too high for like someone who tries to get in and just gets overwhelmed by so many things. But at the same time, coming back to Age of Empires, because yeah. Here's one thing that I really liked about Micro. So during the campaign, especially the adventure there are two kinds of campaigns in Age of Empires, primarily. One is when you build a base, micro your army, manage everything, and then attack the enemy and, win by killing them or capturing something. Or there's the second one in which you have very few units and you have to micro them and, basically, it's all about micromanagement. So it's not competitive, but as a single player experience against the AI, even on any difficulty, those games, especially I played a bit of StarCraft, not much, but those games are really fun with the AI, especially during campaigns and stuff when surprises happen.
Yeah, I
and stuff
actually
happens.
enjoy it.
It like becomes an adventure game of just you and the AI just trying to survive somehow and trying to get the best of the situation. That's what kept me playing that game for a while. So when I completed the campaign, that's mostly when I stopped playing it. And because they released a DLC, now I have a reason to jump back.
All right. I have no idea what discussion I joined into. I see people arguing about the StarCraft and the Warcraft.
It's about games you used to play but no longer
Alright.
play.
Well, I'll tell you right now. So regarding Warcraft and StarCraft, as someone who was very good at both of them, aka I was Diamond something in StarCraft 2, and I had like 500 wins with Orcs in Warcraft 3 on multiplayer, so I knew what the fuck I was doing, aka rush with Blade Master and fuck everything up. I find both games to be like actually quite easy. Like I'm currently getting into Age of Empires 2, and I find it so much harder than either of them for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like the main problem with I have with Age of Empires 2 as opposed to StarCraft is while they're both macro intensive, right? You only have three civs technically in StarCraft, which are very well defined in their role and their strengths and weaknesses. So like Zerg Rush, Terran Defense, and Protoss late game. That's mainly their niche. While with Age of Empires, there's what now? Because I bought the newest DLC. There's like 20 something civs, and they play quite good.
Yeah, but Age of Empires civs aren't that different from each other, so the similarities transition over.
The similarity.
I think I would probably find Age of Empires an easier game to play than StarCraft 2, because I think it balances off a healthy balance between macro and micro better than what Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2 does.
Yeah,
so I feel like I think that's you're missing the point for them. Yeah, so for those two games, I think you're missing the point. In the sense like Age of Empires 3, maybe it's a balance between them, but I feel like it's very clear that Warcraft 3 is a micro game, and StarCraft 2 is a macro game. Like it is.
Yeah, they're like both like in the extremes of each other.
Exactly, and I feel I'm very comfortable with both of them. I'm probably a bit more comfortable with micro since I've also played a lot of League and Heroes of the Storm and stuff like that. So I'm used to like that hero mechanic. But I did enjoy macro, and again, I was Diamond something, so that means I was doing something right. Like I wasn't, I'm not saying I was Diamond 1, but I think I was like Diamond 4, something like that.
You were doing something right, probably.
I was doing something right, okay? Mainly playing, I think I was playing Protoss most of the time. Anyway, the game though, onto the topic, I loved playing and I really enjoyed it, but I just cannot justify playing it anymore. There's probably two of them. One of them is Heroes of the Storm. I fucking love that game, man, but there's just no reason to play it because the game is dead.
Well, we just spoke about it.
Alright,
just spoke about Heroes of the Storm.
And then the other one is I might play it every now and then, maybe like a match or two, but I'm not gonna get into it how I used to. It's League of Legends, so pretty much just mobile stuff. Just because I feel like one of those games, Heroes of the Storm just is dead. That's pretty much it. With League of Legends, it just consumes you. Like, if you're not up to date with every fucking patch, or like with the newest heroes, and you join in every now and then, unless like you do what I do and just go top and play some fucking tanky hero and not give a shit.
Just a point I want to mention there. That's another point why Warcraft is a
Theodore,
bit
dare to
easier
have fun.
than
No fun
StarCraft. Listen,
Sorry?
listen. That's actually.
I said Theodore dare to have fun by just screwing around.
Okay,
no fun is allowed.
Something that Theodore just mentioned, League of Legends being updated constantly. That's one of the points why StarCraft is a bit more harder for the casual audience, because StarCraft updates at a very similar pace. You know, if you don't keep up with
Not
the
exactly,
updates
but
and meta, the meta kind of changes. It changes much more than Warcraft. In Warcraft, you still have your Archmage, you still have the MK.
I feel like there's a difference. Like, you know, I don't have a problem with patch notes telling me, oh, this unit's a bit more expensive or a bit cheaper, or, you know, it's been buffed, it's been nerfed. I'm okay with that. The League of Legends changes though.
Yeah,
they
that's
are on a
completely different thing. Like, I agree with Theodore. Like, Thorny says,
change the map, they remove items completely and add new items which do completely different things, and then a hero every month and a half, 2 months. That's a lot to learn. And if you are like me, and because I haven't played like in a long time, and even League, I was okay. I was like Gold 1 and stuff
you
like
should,
that. But
you should just talk Gronky if you want.
Yeah.
I actually like it. I think that when you play
Gronky
so
wants
much
to
League,
say
having
something.
Okay, guys, Gronky wants to say
It's
something.
fun.
Let's give him the stage here.
Well, if you're close to finishing, you can go ahead.
Everybody pull aside.
Warcraft 3 incoming.
No, I'm gonna avoid that. Well, this game I'm gonna refer probably none of you heard about. Or heard about in the different form. I think that Stormlight knows which game I'm referring to. It's Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Or Might and Magic Heroes. I think it changed its name.
Right. I heard it, but didn't play.
You probably
two different games.
5? You heard of 3. 3 was...
I've finished 5 and all the expansions.
Yeah,
I
man.
know about this game.
One of the first games that I pretty much ever played. Like, there were 2 games. First was...
First was...
I'm not allowed to say. And the other was Heroes 5. And before I actually got into... I actually played Heroes 5 a lot.
What game are you referring? Calm down.
You okay, mate?
yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
I'm just controlling myself.
Okay.
Pretty much Heroes 5 it's a turn-based strategy game compared to IRL Warhammer. You have units, they have stats, they have quantity, they're on a board, and they move based on the turns. And your goal is to kill the enemy hero. Well, your hero has unique abilities, magic, buffs, destruction spells, you name it. And the combat on the overworld was pretty much turn-based. You move your hero along with the army, and once you clash with the other, you get into a battle. Comparable to Total War, to some extent. And that's the game that I kind of stuck playing over and over, the same missions. Even the custom missions, like it's much simpler. It doesn't have much depth. Multiplayer was optimized to shit. It's really shit game if you want to play it multiplayer. But single player is where it shines. It's so much fun. It's so repetitive because each mission that you play will play differently every time you do. It's not like Warcraft. You're gonna face the same base over again. You're gonna face the same army, same garrison, and you kind of, after playing 1 or 2 times, you know what to expect. This game can destroy you. Every single time you'll be facing different unit rosters. Of course, some of them are scripted, but there are always variations. And each time you play the game, you get a different experience, and that's why I was stuck with it so much. And even today, if you haven't played Heroes of Might and Magic in any form, I highly recommend playing despite it being a really old game. Not as old as other games we've mentioned here.
Wait, by the way,
I would-
guys,
I would
can ask
recommend-
something. How many Might and Magic games are there?
7.
Yeah,
7, but the last 2 are complete garbage.
Yeah, like
They don't
Like
exist.
4 games.
Yeah, pretty much
Card
like,
games.
like
But how much did it change from 1 to 3 compared to 4, 5,
the
6?
problem is after 5 was fine, and then 6 and 7 were bought and published by Ubisoft, and they changed
Yeah.
the direction completely, and it just lost most of its charm. I will say 5 and 3 are the best in my opinion.
Yeah. I haven't played 3 as much as I did 5. It's the first Heroes game that I've played and the most
Yeah.
dear to me.
I
And
think
as
as
one
a
of the
kid,
first games I ever played.
yeah, as a kid I played 5 a lot, and I think like I finished all of them. Like the
By the way,
there was like a dwarf campaign, and then there was like an
Yeah,
orc campaign.
orc.
Yeah, that was like
I
last
got
one.
another question.
Sorry, let's
How
just
much-
finish this idea. The thing with Heroes 3 though, as an adult, I like that more. I just felt better. I'm talking about the enhanced, new, reforged, whatever fucking edition is called now. I don't fucking know.
I
The
agree.
remastered edition. It's really good. Because unfortunately, if there was a remastered edition for 5, I'd probably play that more, but it's not.
Yep. And if I was optimized for multiplayer,
Yeah.
I would play it.
And also, the only other difference is though, 3 has that classic 2D look that ages very nicely, while 5 when it came out was beautiful, but it's
If I may,
3D.
3 actually looks similar to classic Warcraft 3. Sort of.
Yeah. The graphics in 5, well, for the time were good,
For the time
but
were good.
the animations were pretty poor. There were no like facial animations.
Yeah.
There were the characters when they talk, they were not opening their mouth.
Yeah.
The spells, some of them in the cinematics look a bit clunky. They
By the way,
sometimes
how
overlap with
and-
How
the
does Heroes of
backgrounds.
Might? How does Heroes of Might and Magic compare to Divinity Original Sin?
They're completely different
They're
games.
different, man.
Yeah,
Divinity.
but they're
If-
still
if-
turn-based.
Like,
If you want a game like Heroes of Might and Magic, look for King's Bounty. That's literally like the same shit. So after Heroes of Might and Magic 5, I recommend King's Bounty because it's pretty much the same game.
If you've played IRL Warhammer, Heroes of Might and Magic is pretty similar. You have units, quantity, types of units, stats, and you go fight.
And I don't know. I
Turn-based.
haven't played Fantasy Warhammer. I played 40k Warhammer like IRL, and I fucking hated it.
Pretty much, yeah, it's comparable. It's pretty much the same.
Yeah, the thing I
Yeah.
hate about is the random stuff with the dice. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like the random element in a strategy game. I just feel like it takes away from the
Yes,
strategy too
but
much.
it's balanced in a way that for each individual battle, you have to roll a dice multiple times, so you can't get lucky 15 times in a row.
Yeah. I don't know.
And pretty much, it's not so that much
Yeah.
impactful in Heroes, so
Yeah.
of course, there is RNG, like you can get a lucky hit that will deal more damage than normal, or unlucky that will deal less.
Yeah.
But that's more in your control rather than it is not. And even if it does happen, it's not that impactful.
Really much.
Because you can manipulate RNG and everything, in a way to some extent with random spells, buffs, debuffs, so it's not that of a frustrating when it happens. But that's all I had to say. It's a really game worth trying. It plays out differently every time you do. Despite knowing everything, it scales up in the difficulty. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna like in Warcraft, oh, I'm gonna sit and defend while I build a killer army, and then I'm gonna march and destroy its shit. No, it scales with you. If you have strong army, they will have a strong army, and each battle, each unit that you lose does feel impactful. Even if you lose one unit this battle, then 2 more next, over time it adds up, and you really have to be careful with unit management, and even on normal difficulty, game can wreck your ass. So yeah, it's a challenge, and it's very fun. If you haven't played the game, highly recommend it. Even today, despite it being old. Anyway, that was all I had to say, unless you guys had something else to add or take. I'll be on my way because I'm running out of time.
Alright,
Donkey.
see you later.
Have a good one, man.
Good one.
Another
Good,
game.
guys.
Yeah.
With you. Cheers.
Another game I used to play a lot, and I haven't played at all recently. I actually am tempted to maybe try it again. Smite. I used to play a lot of Smite a while back.
I still sometimes
I
play that
wanted
game.
to play Smite, and I probably would have played it and never ever played For Honor, but I held my line until For Honor went free, and I never looked back at Smite. Otherwise, I was probably going to play Smite.
Yeah,
I
for me,
didn't-
again, Smite has the same problem as League of Legends, just too many updates to keep up with. Unless, like, if, in my opinion, it's fine if that's the only game you play, right? Or, like, mainly the only game you play. But I enjoy a lot of RPGs, and I play so many games that I'm like, I cannot be asked to, like, learn. If you was single player, sure, but, like, competitive, I'm not going to learn a new game, like, every few months.
And that's just the thing about casual audience. Like, think about learning a game. The call it the learning curve. Yeah, the learning curve should not be as steep as it is in a couple of games out there, because if the game's too competitive, it's really not going to appeal to the casual audience, and that is a thing that you can see in games such as Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to. It's not
Can I-
supposed to
can I-
appeal
League of
to
Legends?
casual audience. Like, there's a difference between a dedicated player and a competitive player of the
Sure.
Yeah.
same game.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's like in the audience that likes the game.
yeah. So, like, for
Like for
example,
games like Dawn of War 3 that try to make it for everybody, and Reforged kind of also tried to make it for everybody. They kind of failed horribly.
And I think, to be fair though, it's also like it's the times, because the time when I had enough time to focus on those games was when I was in high school and uni. The other time working full time and all that stuff, I just don't have the fucking time, man. Like
Same thing here.
I like Age of Empires, right? I love the game, but I only play in single player because I cannot be stressed to like learn multiplayer and all that bullshit.
Completely agree with you,
And
by
that's why
completely.
And I played Age of Empires for a couple of months, as in about a year, but I'm terrible at it. I mean, tell me what's an archer rush, how do you build that stuff? I have no idea. Fast castle and all that, like, I have no idea how the whole build thing goes on. I never really had all the time in the world to sit down and learn the builds either. Although I did try to do it a bit here and there. Maybe mastered it for that moment, but then completely forgot how it worked out in general.
Here is a strange thing about the game though. Like, even though I never mastered it, I'm probably only good enough to play with the medium or moderate level AI. Still, it's a great game that keeps you wanting more, even if you're bad at it. And for
Yeah.
that reason, I have been playing it for like most of my life. That I'm not that old, so that's the game I've been playing
Yeah, you're
for
not
most
a
of my
boomer.
life.
Hashtag
I
not
mean,
boomer.
no, that like it makes complete sense. And as I said, I really enjoy the campaigns. I think they're great. You learn a bit of history. They're all fun
Yeah,
games.
And despite of the
And-
campaign, you can also have fun in the multiplayer with friends and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what we did. I think that's how I guess we
Yeah.
put it up here.
Like multiplayer is fun, and like when you say, for example, like Warcraft 3, the reason I liked Warcraft 3 a lot, it's mainly the multiplayer. Like, don't get me wrong, I finished that campaign about 10 times on hard on all the campaigns, right? Because I fucking love it. But multiplayer is what kept me glued to the game, hence why I quit when Reforged came. But with StarCraft, honestly though, StarCraft I was really big into the multiplayer when it first came out, but I haven't played multiplayer like in a long fucking time. Though I am currently replaying the campaigns, and I am playing them on normal and casual and just going for like small achievements, just go experiencing the story. And I'm having so much time because I'm not stressing about it, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I like having a challenge, and I'm probably going to finish the game on hard as well at some point again. But how to put it? Like, I like my games to give me some challenge, but I don't like games where you just complete chill. For example, I was playing a game recently. I think it just came out. What was it called? Dyson Sphere program, right? Which is kind of like Factorio, but there's no threat for you. There's no enemies, no lack of resources, no nothing. You literally just have to grind resources. And the music and the visuals are great. It's very chill, but I get bored to fuck with that, right? While with, you know, those games, like, for example, Age of Empires or whatever, right? If I play a campaign mission and a bit of a challenge, I'll put it up to hard. If I just want to have a chill time but still have something to engage me, and I just be like ruffle stumble, you know what I mean? I'll just play it on normal or something. But yeah, it's also, I think, like the main contributor for not playing big games or like games where you have to invest a lot of time into, it's being an adult, or at least trying to be an adult, you know, like go to work and stuff.
And you just have so much time where you just want to have fun, you know, you just want to
Yeah.
sit down, and this is what you like, this is your passion. So
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like ourselves don't really have all the time in the world to sit down and learn everything from the base there, to actually
Very
be able to play in competitive. So we just end up playing the way we like.
Exactly.
That's a comparable thing to what we did between ourselves, by the way, Knight. There, right?
No.
Okay, I guess he left some time ago. And Darky's also off. Okay. So yeah, Warboss is still here. So we played Dawn of War Classic. Dawn of War 2 Classic, sorry.
Yeah.
Dawn of War, the only multiplayer active online community, was available on a mod known as Elite Mod that was in the second expansion known as Retribution. But we only played Classic, Dawn of War 2 Classic. It was about 6 to 7 people max between us. Each time we used to get about 4 people, and we used to play 2v2s amongst ourselves in Annihilation mode. So what basically happened is we just played the way we liked, and we basically made our own meta between ourselves. So yeah, that was a thing there.
And I feel like, at least, like, you know, with those games like as like League, Smite, I don't know, Heroes of the Storm less. I like that game. The reason I don't play that is because he's dead. Because that game didn't really require that much investment. Dead. But for example, like League and Smite, dude, if you play one of those games, you need to like be able to be like, okay, I'm playing this for like 50 minutes to 1 hour, right? You know, you gotta, because if you leave the game, it's a bit shit, right? You gotta have the time. And like, don't get me wrong, usually when I would start a game like that, yeah, sure, I would have the time, but right now, maybe, you know, I get a message from someone like regarding something, or I don't know, some life comes around or some bullshit, you know what I mean? And I think it's the same reason, like, you know, Counter-Strike. I have friends who fucking love that game, and they're always like, oh, why don't you play with us? Why don't you play with us? I love playing the respawn mode in Counter-Strike, where you die, you respawn, you get back to shooting and having fun, right? Well, then there's like the team-based one is like 20 matches. I die in like the first minute of a match, then the match goes on for like another 5 minutes.
Bomb has been planted.
And then bomb has been planted, and then a new round. Because I know I'm not that good at the game, right? Well, I'm okay, but my friends are really good, so I get matched up with very good players. And I'm like, I don't have fun with that. Like, I get killed immediately, and then I'm just AFK for an entire round. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Emphasize the game. I'm really going off topic here, but I think it makes a bit of sense adding this game here. So last year, it was on sale. So Titanfall 2 suddenly came on Steam and on Origin. For some reason, it came on Steam and it was on discount on Origin. So I bought it on Origin, being a jackass that I am, and I played it a lot. Like for an entire month, I kept playing it. And the thing that Theodore is mentioning, that, you know, the skill ceiling, like I joined a random match without thinking, and even though I'm completely dog shit at FPS games in general, I was getting like 300 ping too, so that's also a thing. I still had a lot of fun. Somehow, just the way the game's built, how the AI works and how everything is going on, it's all chaos. I was just shooting stuff and killing. I was happy despite I was losing and I was bottom of the board.
I know exactly what you mean, because I was the same. Like, I bought Titanfall 2 on sale, and I think I have like, I don't know, 20-30 hours into it, but the campaign took me like 5-6 hours, and the rest was like solo multiplayer games, right? I wasn't even playing with friends. I was just playing by myself, and it's just fun. Like, I mean, drive giant robots or parkour over the whole map and shoot powerful guns was not to like, right? And again, it doesn't have that whole thing, oh, you died, you have to wait until the round is finished to be able to play.
None of that. And if I do well, I'm rewarded with a giant ass Titan, which can destroy in 5 seconds.
And that's pretty good. And like, it's not like, oh, you need, because if you're a human and then there's enemy Titans, you can destroy those Titans to get your own Titan quite easily because you're quite hard to hit, right?
Yep.
And then like I've actually been playing recently, and I feel like I'm such a hypocrite for doing this, but I bought no, I didn't bought. I got it for free. The Battlefront 2 game on
Epic.
Epic Games. We all got it.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like such a hypocrite. Because like, let's be honest, right? I'm still gonna say it. Battlefront 2, the original, still better in my opinion, but doesn't matter. This one, obviously, when it came out, it was complete dog shit. Like, if you tell me it wasn't dog shit when it came out, you're wrong. But now that it's out, I like it. I would admit, I fucking hate most heroes. I don't like the heroes at all. I like matches where there's no heroes. I find those the most fun. And I to be fair, but when it came out, I played for like a week, like so much, and I had so much fun. As long as I'm not playing as the Rebels, because fuck, I hate the Rebels. Clone Wars is the best period to play that game in my opinion, like hands down. There's just no arguing there.
For me, when Battlefront 2 came out on Epic and I went back in 2018, all that debacle and the loot boxes and shit.
Yeah.
I hadn't bought it that then because, well, I was broke as hell. I'm still broke, but in a different way. For a different reason.
Broken heart.
Yes. That was true. So
You're not
when
even
I
a boomer, I mean, technically supposed to be broke all the time until you get a job, right?
Yes, it's true. So when I booted the game up and started playing, I got into I don't know what exactly was I playing, but I got to a match and I was like killing stuff, and suddenly I got enough points to unlock Darth Vader to play for a second. I was like, okay, let me see what happens. And holy shit! I must say the graphics and everything, it felt Star Warsy. I don't know what people saw in 2018, but I hope those people are now happy with what the game is.
So what happened in 2018 was you could literally, like, you would have to grind for weeks to be able to unlock a hero to be able to play it, to pick it. So what they did is they literally unlocked everything for everyone. That's what they did. That's the fix they had to do. And I'm like, why didn't you do that from the start? Fine, put your skins. And the other problem was they had, you know how you have the cards to select for like skills and weapons and stuff like that, right?
I don't understand those.
Initially those were in loot boxes, so it was pay to win. The more loot boxes you get, the more upgrades you would get and stuff
I was
like that.
opening those boxes yesterday. Like you had to pay for them?
Yeah, like real cash money. Real cash money, real money. You weren't able to earn them like, single player.
I'm just opening them for free, all of them now.
Yep. That's why people didn't like it. It was just, and also it was missing a lot of content at start that it was promised to be in the game. For example, literally the only heroes from Clone Wars at start were, who was it? I think it was Dooku and Yoda. I think those were like the only two heroes in the game for Clone Wars at start. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're still missing, in my opinion, like a bunch of awesome heroes. They're missing.
Probably had Vader.
They're missing Windu. They're missing. Oh yeah. What's his face? Darth Maul wasn't in at the start, by the way. But yeah, they're missing Vader. They're missing. Not Vader. Sorry. They're missing. Mace Windu. They're missing Ahsoka. They're missing Captain Rex, which definitely could have a hero.
Is it Ahsoka or Ashoka? I've never really got
Only
it.
Ashoka. Ashoka's an
Ahsoka.
Indian
Everyone
king.
pronounces it differently.
I'm going with the pronunciation in the TV show, which is Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Okay, makes sense.
That's how they pronounce it on TV show. If you have it dubbed in in India or whatever, yeah, probably it's different pronunciation. In English here it's Ahsoka. The H usually are silent in English. And like I know, you have the sh as a letter. English doesn't actually have that letter. Or like that sound.
English doesn't have that letter actually.
Yeah, like as a Romanian, we do have that letter, but here people are like ash. Yeah, that's like even like ash. See, it's like ash, not ash. Like
Damn, this conversation has become so
That's
interesting.
cool.
Okay, so any other game, any honorable mentions that anyone wants to talk about?
Age of Mythology.
Age of Mythology, of
yeah.
course.
No one plays it.
That's a good one. Well,
Really? Nobody plays it? I mean, I'm pretty sure a couple of guys do still play
Yeah, a
it.
couple of guys. I played it
Actually, you know, I'm
before
gonna
a
open
few
up this-
months. I played it multiplayer, and there are just a few guys that play it actually. So the lobby is like 10 guys, 11 guys waiting for a game.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just
Making
opened
a game.
up Age of Mythology Extended Edition.
And
Steam
they think
cards.
that A2 is a dead game.
what?
Yeah, they
What is-
they
Let
don't
them-
know about Definitive Edition, those guys.
Oh my god, yeah.
Wait, what did he say?
They think
I was
Age 2
talking-
is dead.
I was talking to them, like, I said,
I
I'm not a Mythology player, I'm usually a AoE2 player, and they, what? AoE2? Does anyone play that game?
Okay,
And I'm
I
like,
will
what?
speak one number. Okay, so recently there was a Red Bull Vololo tournament. Okay,
Yes.
so casual people watched that tournament. Like I watched it. Despite I have no interest in competitive, there were 50,000 live people watching that game. A 20-year-old game, and people regularly watch it. It's not dead at all. That game is one of the rare games that's far from dead.
Yeah,
Oh.
but 8
Enigma.
years before 8 years, it was pretty much dead as it could be.
Yeah.
That's actually true. Like in 2013, Microsoft, I don't know why they decided to partner with just create, like reforge this game, to be honest, which is pun intended.
Well,
It was reforged quite well.
well, the
I want
thing
to say
is,
something.
Microsoft
I'm-
took all the good decisions there. Okay, go ahead, Fenris.
I'm playing campaign in the meanwhile.
Like Age of
Yeah, but with the Bulgarians, and I have to fight against Lithuanians, and they are bugged since the last patch. So if you garrison a relic and you get a plus attack on the cavalry, and you ungarrison and garrison it again, it have no maximum.
Oh.
So you can get like 1,000 bonus attack on cavalry.
That ain't cool.
And yeah, what I'm trying to do is to defend with halberdiers against cavalry, but they nearly one-shot my pikemen.
Wow.
Oh,
That's so stupid.
yeah. The one game I would like to give an honorable mention to is probably not a game, but a genre. All the RPGs and action adventure games I started, I put like tens of hours into. I got almost to the end, and then life came around, and then I was like, I cannot be asked to play for this game again.
Give me
Rest
something
in
like
peace, Skyrim, Witcher 3. And,
I finished Witcher 3, man. I am so proud of
I-
finishing Witcher 3.
I could not. I have 175 hours. I'm at the last mission. I
Yeah.
know everything what I have to do. I just can't do it.
I know. Actually, I'm like 200 hours into it. I finished the first game. I finished the first expansion, and I'm almost at the end of the second expansion. But then I didn't play for like a year, and I was like, I don't remember anything, so I haven't played
I
since.
actually started back in 2014. I stumbled across this random game. It was on 80% discount or something called A Witcher True Assassins of Creed, just enhanced edition thingy, and it looked medieval. I thought as a 14-year-old kid,
Yeah.
what is this? I should probably buy it. It looks interesting. It's pretty cheap. I
Yeah.
got it, and holy shit, it couldn't run properly. But damn, I enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I completed Wishes 2, and then just a year later, 3 was launched. I was like,
Oh man,
Wow.
I 100% it too. I want to point that out.
it was
But yeah, I mean, at this point in my life, I have been kind of like I'm playing, a few small games. Well, small games, like a few games you don't need that much investment, like Age of Empires 2, Total War, Warhammer, stuff like that, because you don't really need that much investment, right? You can always come back to them whenever. But I'm also, and like when I start a big RPG, so right now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I kind of only play one big RPG until I finish it,
Horizon was a surprise for me on
to
PC.
make sure.
Like that's the only game I just got on launch, and I don't regret getting it.
I didn't get it on launch. I got it like 2 weeks ago for like 20 quid. I was like, yeah, let's get it.
I got it on launch on PC, like as soon as it launched on PC, because I was fascinated by the idea of killing robot dinos. I saved up for it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, no, I played it on PlayStation, so I had it on PlayStation, but I didn't have the DLC, and I was like, I get it for 20 quid here, or I can buy the DLC for 15 on PlayStation. I'll just get it on Steam. Fuck it.
It was honestly amazing how they bought that game specifically on PC. Like that and Dark Souls, Bloodborne would have been two main reasons if I was going to get a PS4. But like, they just randomly bring that game to PC, and I'm like,
I mean, to be fair, I would recommend you get a PS4 now because it's fucking cheap, and so many good games are in it for cheap. Like, so I played a bit of Ghost of Tsushima. Dude, that game is fucking amazing. But I don't have the time to focus on it now, so I just played for like a few hours, and then I need to play Final Fantasy VII. I need to play all the Kingdom Hearts games. I have way too many fucking games to play. And I'm gonna shut up because I can go on for too much.
Yeah, you got a bigger bucket list than me, it appears. So
Oh,
I'm actually a bit surprised, as literally nobody mentioned the one iconic game which literally everybody must have played at one point.
Chicken Invaders.
No, Team Fortress 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I was never too hooked on
Literally
it.
played 3 games, decided Overwatch was better, and quit.
I mean, you played after Overwatch launched, but
Yeah.
if you played it back then, I mean...
No, you Incarnate said I used to play a lot of TF2.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, he is the tier 2 man.
I played it for a year or two. I mean, it's probably a 10 years old at this. It launched with a price tag, and then after some time it was like, yeah, we're going free to play, and everybody that bought it basically just got a hat as a cosmetic in the game. And
2007 is when it came out.
oh, that's over 10 years. So, you know,
Yep.
yeah, that's a pretty old game, and it stands pretty strong even till this date. I mean, I'm gonna pull up the Steam charts for it. Yes, I just checked up on Age of Mythology, by the way. There's like 2,000 people that still play it. There are 80,000 people that are still playing Team Fortress 2. That's a big number, in my opinion. I mean,
Yep.
the casual audience, you know, the casual audience like myself, I guess I can myself as a casual one. Although I do play a couple of games competitively, and I do stick to a couple of games here and there. But there's a big number of people that, you know, kind of just circle between, you know, what's new in the market, and then they just go back to their old game. And I'm currently on the Steam charts. The top 10 list has like Counter-Strike, Dota 2, PUBG, Rust, GTA, Apex Legends.
I'm surprised
Halloween
PUBG
Trials.
is still a thing.
Also,
I
right
think-
below
I think-
TF2, there's
I think-
Rocket League.
Well, because it's not on Steam anymore.
Yep, it's on Epic. And despite that, it has a large Steam base because trading is easier with Steam accounts and stuff. Also, hackers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's what you call it, like, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I don't know. Sorry, go on. I forgot. Oh yeah, no, sorry. What I was gonna say was PUBG. I think the main reason PUBG is still good is not. It's mainly just because of China, because it's really big there. And I think once Steam will get the China client, well, please happen as soon as possible. PUBG will probably die on Steam West at least. Or like not die, but like not be in
I
the top 10.
mean, in India at least there's a strong community that used to play PUBG. Hey, is it unbanned here yet, or is it still banned?
Here's the thing, like for PUBG, they just split up the audience. Now it's back again, but it's published by someone else. Like Tencent hired someone to publish it in India specifically, so they can have. Also, PUBG Steam version is not that popular because it's got a lot of hackers and stuff, and people who want to hack, they just get banned. So everyone is playing the mobile version or the light version now.
Yeah.
Most PUBG players.
I mean, whenever you talk about PUBG, automatically someone would just think about the mobile game, and people would even forget that there exists a PC game.
See, I think that's
Theodore is
because
right.
of you guys, because like
It's
here,
dominated by the Chinese. You're absolutely right about that.
yeah, like the PC is Chinese, but like here, I'll be completely honest. At least in UK, no one fucking plays PUBG like on mobile or anything like PUBG Mobile could probably be non-existent in the West.
You'd hear people play Final Fantasy, you'd hear people play Monster Hunter, anything. PUBG,
Yeah.
no, nobody is touching
no.
it anymore.
No, for like it's been like that for like a few years. Pretty much some. So once,
How
once-
many years old is it to begin with? It's not even
It's
that
like
old.
2014. It's like 2014, man. Like
Really?
PUBG is Yeah, I think so.
4 years
That's
at
old.
least.
Wow, that's old.
PUBG.
I'm old.
Oh no, I'm wrong. 2016.
Graduated.
2016.
Yeah,
But
16.
I think like Fortnite came out 18 or something like that, and 17. Fortnite came out in 2017, and what happened was, in 17 PUBG was still big, but since 18 in at least in the West here, it just died. Like no one plays it anymore.
So, what's the popular battle royale going on in the West? As in, like, is the
It's Fortnite, Apex Legends,
Apex is
and
high up.
it's
Like,
high
they
up.
did-
Yeah.
They did the best thing ever by releasing it free on Steam. Like, as
Oh,
soon
dude,
as
it's
it's
so
on
good.
Steam, people are pumping
And
their numbers.
I installed it. I still need to play it, but Fortnite is declining, but it's still the king right now.
Charts again. Apex is
Yeah.
right up there, right
Yeah.
below GTA 5.
So the main three ones you have in the West are Fortnite still the king, but it is declining. Apex Legends, and then you have the Call of Duty one. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but there's like a Call
Yeah,
of Duty one.
Warzone?
That's basically
Warzone. Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
the
much the
exact
ones
same
here.
engine.
But
Yeah.
I fucking hate battle royales. They're too stressful, man. I don't like playing them.
Coming back to his point, just adding to Theodore's point. So, this is what they did. They started realizing that people are loving Fortnite more, especially in the West.
Yeah.
And so they basically took the engine of Fortnite, worked with Call of Duty, gave them the engine, and now they've launched the same game as Call of Duty Mobile, and everyone's back. On mobile, you'll see people play COD Mobile a lot.
Yeah, people
So
are playing COD. on
People are
mobile as
familiar
well.
with the name too, and like the faces, price, and stuff.
Yeah, and it's also though, to be fair, I think it's more like, as far as I know, right? PCs and stuff like this and consoles and stuff are more of a Western thing. I know, like in India, you can get so many good, like the Poco phone and stuff like that, for quite cheap, and they're really good phones. So it's quite affordable for people to rather play on mobile these type of games than a PC or a console or something like that.
Yeah, man,
That's
I'm
the
kind of
console.
opposed to it, as in, I mean, there are a lot of people that only play on phones. Of course, the space issue and a lot of other issues are in the thing there, but I'm a completely PC Master Race guy. Like,
Oh